all day. Money, power, respect. 3 the hard way.
What up, YouTube? Welcome back to 3 the Hard Way TV. On today's show, we got the beautiful Jasmine. We got my boy Ken. Got the OG Derek. Got my boy Real. And I'm Dion. On today's show, y'all be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell for those future notifications. On today's show, we discussing the Minnesota man who was brutally murdered by a coward-ass cop. You know, I know y'all all seen the video by now. I saw one video where it was 10 minutes long, and he was kneeling on a man's esophagus for over 10 minutes. And the video, that's when the video started. So we don't know how long the video was going. I'm going to pass it around the panel, and we all going to discuss this, the tragic events that has happened and that keep happening. And we're going to start off with Derek.
Hey, good evening out there, everybody. You know, what's going on, family? So I'd just like to start off by saying that when you're dealing with a system of white supremacy and racism, we always look at the police department as there to serve and protect, but we have to look at things from a historical context why the police department was actually formed. So when you look back all the way back to like 1704, you had what we call the petty rollers, and the petty rollers was there to patrol any type of slave uprising. And as time continued to move forth in the future, then you know they began to just assimilate into the mainstream police department. So whenever you look at things from a constitutional standpoint, from a legal standpoint, we can go all the way back to the Dred Scott case, whereas you know right before the Missouri Compromise, they talked about that you know blacks or African Americans can never be citizens, and blacks or African Americans don't have any rights that any white man have to uphold. So this is why they're able to kill someone outright. And you know, they are nothing more than race soldiers. So you get these race soldiers, they go to the academy, you know, they're handpicked by the military, they're accepted into that fraternity. And, you know, primarily their job is just to go out there and kill black people, you know, people look like me and us. And I think that some of the issue is that we don't understand law, we don't understand history. You know, we get emotional about it. But I think that, you know, as a black man, you know, coming in up in the city, I did have several encounters with law enforcement, whereas, you know, they could have threw me in a trunk or whatever the case may be. It's just now with the prevalence of, you know, camcorders and the revolution or evolution of cell phones with cameras on it, you know, we're able to capture some of that stuff. But what happens when we do capture it? Nothing happens, because all we do is get emotional and say, well, that couldn't be me, and you know, they were wrong. But you know, we really look at things from a law standpoint. This is why they continue to you know, be able to kill us, because we don't want nothing in return. You know, we say we want justice, but really it's just us, you know what I'm saying, we're being killed.
I agree. Just like you say, you know, I've experienced it as well, and it's been times where I didn't do shit, and I just felt like walking down the street. They just said, "Fuck it, we ain't had no action all day. Get that motherfucker." You know what I'm saying? And just harass me, just outright harass me. I've been just, hey, come here, let us search you. Pull your dick out. I'm like, pull my dick out? What the fuck? What the fuck is y'all faggot ass on? Pull my dick out? What type of shit is this? It's nothing but, like they always saying that everybody else is a terrorist. They the number one terrorist in this motherfucking country. Because there's no way that when the motherfucker, the side of your car say serve and protect, but when you pull up, I'm in fear. That makes no motherfucking sense.
Nope, not at all. Yeah.
Yeah. This whole situation, this ordeal is just, it's sad. Like, got so much like dislike and hated me watching it after watching that video. and just seeing like honestly, it's like they showing you like we can get away with anything, and who gonna do something?
The four officers
Who go?
were fired, but that don't mean they ain't gonna get their job back because they did the same shit in Baltimore with Freddie Gray, where they fired the 8 officers, 6 officers, or whatever it was, and they all are now back on the force. Not to interrupt you, but I just want to let you know if you didn't know.
I just like I feel like what Derek said was like right. Like they basically it's like a warfare, honestly, and I feel like they targeting us, they targeting the community, they targeting the youth, and it's like it's racism. It's like it's legalized racism. They hiding behind the badge, and until we like wake up and like make a stand, but we gonna have to sacrifice a lot to see the bigger picture. Like who willing to take that chance, or who willing to take that sacrifice? Who willing to like go the extra mile, go the extra step? Because it's not gonna stop. They gonna continue to do what they do until like one day we just fed up. Because when you put somebody to the point, to their breaking limit, they go lash out.
Well, it's time to lash out now, man, because this shit is ridiculous. I'm just, I'm just fucking fed up with watching people record the shit and you just standing by. You know what I'm saying? You angry only to a certain extent. There's no way I would have sat there or stood there and watched that guy on top of one of y'all neck for 10 minutes, man, without running over there and giving this tackling this motherfucker like Lawrence Taylor, bro. They would have had to. They would have had to take all of us to jail. You know what I'm saying? That it don't make sense. What the fuck are we study watching this shit for, man? Why? How many more motherfuckers gotta die, man? You're not watching them lay on no motherfucker, white motherfucker neck with their knee and their shit, man, for 10, 15 minutes. It's not happening. This shit is crazy, man.
Go ahead, Jasmine.
I was about to say, I guess people was more concerned about themselves because there was one video that was on World Star where the girl was about to walk out and then the guy had like grabbed his gun. So I guess people was more concerned about themselves. That's why they record it. Like this is the best way that they can show evidence instead of running up on them and stopping, because you do know if you run up, then you can get hurt as well. But it is crazy everything that's going on. And I have a friend that's a cop, and I asked him, I said, have you ever witnessed one of your buddies doing something like that? He said, yeah, but you can't tell on your partner, you can't report nothing because then you get blackballed wherever you go and everything. Yeah. So it's sad, but I don't know. It just needs to stop those. They're not here to protect us. They're here just to control us. You know what I mean?
It feels that way.
Yeah.
It's just a sense of control.
It's like it's no even like no, you know what I'm saying? We spoke to it from a historical point. We speaking to it from a present standpoint, and it's like we can't even just say like the officers, like, you know what I'm saying, it's police, because just 2 months ago, look what happened to Ahmaud down there in where they was in Georgia.
Ahmaud Aubrey, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right, Ahmaud Aubrey in Georgia. Them dudes was one of them was an ex-police officer, but they was regular civilians, and they killing. So it's like it's all around us. You know what I'm saying? It's
with
like,
ties to the KKK.
Right. I mean, you know what they say? The KKK just put on different uniforms. Now they wear the police uniforms. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they always say, it's a system that's not designed for us, that's governing us, and we trying to abide by a system. One thing I always say is just because somebody say it's legal don't mean it's right. And I have a big issue with police, right? Like I've always had this issue with police, that I don't stop for police, because I feel like I just recently started doing it, but I used to win stop for police, and I say my tags, everything straight while you pulling me over, or I wait till I get to the Walmart somewhere where it's a lot of people, because I'm like, who knows what's really gonna happen. But now we see in broad daylight, in front of people, they still don't care. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, even I'm lost for words with this. I'm just like, man, like it's like I look back at, when Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and said, when they had those riots, and maybe Derek can answer this, when the police came in and beat them people and sprayed them with hoses, was they fighting the police back? Like, what the fuck? Like what was going on at that time?
Some of those
Hey,
people,
at different points, you had different movements, so you did have some men who stood up in resistance. So I'm just, when you look at them brothers, Fred Hampton, and you look at the first, the Cat Daly, you know what I'm saying, and State's Attorney Haran, they killed them boys in their sleep. So, and they plan, say, hey, they fire back and so forth and so on. So, you did have a lot of men that would stand up, they'll bear arms. But see, the problem is now, so what we got to understand, when you're dealing with white supremacy and racism, this is a whole system. This is not, a group of small individuals that, that share an ideology. So this is, the masses of white people in our society, they benefit from racism. So now when you get these race soldiers, these individuals are actually grown to, to go out and seek and destroy and to conserve. That's why you hear the term conservative all the time, to conserve the white Anglo-Saxon way of life. So if you get one of these cops, they get fired, so what? They do 10 years in prison. This is what they was groomed for. So now if you take a black man such as you and myself, if and I know Dion mentioned, he said, we probably intervene, but let's say I go out there and intervene, then you're gonna have black people on the internet and they're well saying I'm a stupid motherfucker. So ain't nobody gonna, go get no GoFundMe page. Ain't nobody gonna try to bomb me out, send you no money. But see, when them white people, they kill people, that's why they get the Burger Kings and the McDonald's and all the business. The motherfucker be a serial killer and have 3 wives and shit like that because they're on code. So as black people, we don't have a code to understand that, hey, these are our soldiers. I mean, we got soldiers out there, but they just killing each other. And they're not being groomed, though, to particularly, stand up for the black community. And because we know we get emotional and we do shit based off being reactive opposed to being proactive and planning for this shit. White people take their kids out in the woods and shit at 3, 4, 5 years old and teach them a target practice and say, okay, well, this is nigger, and this is white America. So we white supremacists, and they send them to infiltrate the police department where, they actually get rewarded for killing the black man. So that's why they don't talk about putting, they put on your neck because they know ain't nobody going to do nothing. Because once again, when you look at the Dred Scott case that was never overturned, it said that, those federal judges said that no white man have any right that a white man have to adhere to. So those are the things that we have to begin to really, really take a look at.
Right. So yeah, I mean, and like you were saying, it go back to what I was saying before on previous shows, that I feel like we as a culture of people, like we not putting ourselves in a financial position to where, like you said, if you go out and do what what you might need to do for the cause, who go back your family, who go get you out, or if you happen to leave this earth, who go make sure that your family and stuff straight. And like you say, we react off emotion, but man, it's just like when you see something like that, you can just imagine if you got a son or one of y'all or something like that. Like I couldn't imagine being those people standing there with that video. Like I just couldn't imagine it. Like no matter what my mind thought, like, oh, they might kill me or something, just to see a helpless person, like the man was handcuffed on the ground, like it's just ridiculous, man. Like
repeatedly. saying he couldn't
Said he
breathe.
couldn't breathe.
His
And it's
face
almost like
his face is bleeding from his face being in the asphalt, man. Like, if that's not a sign, okay, we got him handcuffed. He bigger than us. It's 4 of us though. I'm gonna keep my neck like it's. Come
do
on,
y'all
man.
think, let me ask y'all something else. So do y'all think our people at this time, the generation of people we had, so let's not say your generation, Derek, that you came through, let's say our generation now, will we follow somebody that'll come to the forefront like a Malcolm X something? We had that. Is our people willing to follow? You know what I'm saying? Because we know we got hella dysfunction right now. And are we willing to follow and unite like that for this cause, or do y'all feel like it won't
I think we're too divided. We don't even love ourselves. Like it was some video that was on TikTok that my coworker showed me where this black guy was just bashing black women, and you don't see that with other races. We are so divided.
They don't put it in the forefront. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They secretly do it. I think that I think we definitely could have a harder time uniting, because with something like this, you would think it'd be an uproar, like in the Midwest, like, but stuff people just go through normally, and like to me, that's sending a message, right? Because we know Facebook got anybody on it from 16 and up, right? Now, not us who watching it psychologically, it's not affecting us, but what is it doing to the generation, 2 generations behind us?
It's desensitizing them.
Right.
That's
So
exactly
like,
what's happening, man. It's numbing them to the point where they just like, fuck it, like Derek was saying. You know, this shit has to stop, man. You got these churches and all this shit out here. They out here begging for money. When something happens, these fake ass pastors need to be at the forefront saying we gonna bail people out if this type of shit happen. You want us to follow this old fake ass your fake ass religion, but you want to live in this big fancy house and keep your motherfucking mouth closed, man. That shit don't make no sense. They just as bad as these. They in bed with these motherfucking white folks, man. If you ask me.
Well, we know that definitely, because I mean, look at all our most successful black people. You know, the Oprahs, the Jay-Z's, and all them. Like they not go risk, because they just been, you know what I'm saying, they not a part of it, but it's somebody controlling them too. So us on the bottom line, we stand the risk the most, you know what I'm saying, like, because we ain't got nothing. So it's like, oh, you know what Tupac say, if I gotta die to go to heaven, it ain't worth going, you know what I'm saying? And everybody want to go to heaven, but ain't nobody willing to die. And that's how I feel with us. Like, everybody, we outraged, we in an uproar, but in 2 weeks, this go pass by. Ben Crump go come in and get the family $2 million, and then let's go be that. So we got a live video right here from Minnesota going on, and they rioting. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad the people doing something, but we don't got to tell business and stuff. We need to be, you know, attacking where it's coming from.
Man, they ain't tell them for police
even the Panthers back then, they had strategic ways on how they went about things and to get their point across. And even when, I forgot what happened, it was back in the 60s, but they riot businesses, and when they stopped putting their money in businesses, they actually listened to what the people had to say. But we stopped.
You know, the Black Panthers, not to cut you off, but you see, they just shut down the KKK rally in Texas. The Black Panthers showed up and shut it down. So, I mean, I believe it's people moving and they getting sick of it. But it's like soon, because we might not hear about it, but I know they know about it. And soon as that little inkling of somebody making a move, they put out one of these, like, oh, okay, like it's a message, like, you know what I'm saying? It's sent. And now it's like, okay, people, now what do people do? You get pulled over by the police, maybe nobody on here, but what you think that the average black boy now, 18, 19, gonna get pulled over? He ain't gonna say nothing. He just think the white man is superior now after he keeps seeing that video 100,000 times jammed down his brain.
Man, look.
I mean,
I've had several issues with these motherfuckers where they just seen me because my car got some rims on it. My car got a little music in it. They want to pull a motherfucker over and ask me a million times where I'm going. I don't got, I don't drive no car like that no more, but I'm just like, dude, I don't gotta fucking tell you where I'm going. And they want to pull a motherfucker out of the car, ask the motherfucker a million questions. I got license, I got insurance. What could you do to me? Then the first thing they would hit me with is, oh, we'll impound your car. And I tell their ass, I got some money. I'll be there to get it out within an hour. And you know what they'll do? They'll leave me the fuck alone and get on about their way, man. Because I challenge them I ain't gonna say challenge them to a certain extent. If they piss me off, man, I'm saying I'm talking to them just like they talking to me, man. Fuck it, man. I don't even give a fuck, man.
Right.
Fuck that. You not gonna. I don't give a fuck how much training you got, what badge you got, what gun you got, whatever, man. You're not gonna talk to me like I'm no little ass kid, man. It's just not happening. I don't give no fuck.
So at this point, and this is a question for everybody on the panel, and we can start with you, Ken. At this point, we know what's going on. If you had to be the one to step to the forefront, what are steps we could take right now going forward?
Well, foremost, man, we need to make sure like everyone on the same page. Like as a unity. Got to make sure like before you make a stand, you got to make sure you have your people behind you and everyone supporting you. Like you just can't half-ass do anything. Like you got to pitch your all. You gotta come with it. But excuse me, to answer your question, I feel like because I'm not one for the marching and the I don't feel none of that, honestly. I don't agree with none of that. Like the way my temper set up, I like to do things. I feel like, man, I like to do things by force. I like to get shit did. So
We should inflict force.
yeah, I like to inflict force. So I think it's not gonna get nothing's gonna come of it, but we need to like get their attention. A couple police cars get brutalized, burnt down.
But do you remember, not to cut you off, but you remember what was that happened when they killed those police in Dallas right after something like this happened? It was just recently.
They did it in New York too. Remember the guy walked up to the car and killed the two police officers sitting in the car?
Yeah, and 4 of them got killed in Dallas. It was something that happened, I forget. But go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, like couple off-duty police need to get beat up or something, Like that's the only way. Like they gotta see.
Do you think we should take it out on random white people, or we should go after these ones that's doing this shit that we know? Like this dude, they put his address out his house. We know it's protected, but do you think we should burn that bitch down, or we should just do shit to random white people?
I wouldn't say random white people, like civilians per se, but like people that work for the city, like police officers. Catch off-duty police officers and beat the shit out of them.
But okay.
Okay, Jasmine, we're gonna go to you.
I feel like you gotta get them where it hurts them at. Like, police officers die every day, so they may not view that the same way. I feel like if you hurt their pockets, like riot or stand and instill some law, some new law or something. Because if it happened before, back in the early 60s, it can be very much well be done again. I mean, Black people are the most consumers. You got to get them where it's going to hurt them. And that's where everybody got to stand together. Like, white people love their money more than they even love themselves. So I feel like if you get them pockets, it's gonna wake them up. Compared to brutalize, they can fix a car, they can bury a police officer, and then hire his son. They keep it moving, but when you get them pockets, that's what's probably gonna get the most reaction out of them.
Okay, Derek.
I mean, you know, it's all about wealth building, man. So, I mean, you know, we can sit there, we can march and play 10 and all that stuff, burn some cars up and all that old ignorant ass shit, and all they're going to do is just take the taxpayer money and buy some more. So that's just defeating the purpose. So, you know, we got to keep in mind that when you're looking at a black man on this particular diaspora in America, we only own half of 1% of the whole motherfucking wealth in the United States. So, in order to enact change, it's all about policy. So you can't change policy without wealth. So this is one of the reasons why, you know, we weren't allowed to read, we weren't allowed to vote, we weren't allowed to earn own land and stuff like that. So, you know, a motherfucker jumping up and down on a police car and burning the motherfucking police car up and all that old silly ass shit, and you know, running into a motherfucking house, then how does that, you know, pan well for individual future? So now, you know, remember, we talking about dealing with fucking race soldiers. So who own the motherfucking gun industry? Who own the guns? Who manufacture guns? We talking about, okay, we're going to do this, and you got motherfuckers, we don't know how to make bullets and shit. So we don't know how to even make fucking knives. So until we begin to understand how the industry work, where we manufacturing weaponry and stuff like that, then, you know, we don't understand the military industrial complex and how the old thing works, and how they fund terrorists, how they fund domestic terrorists, how they fund the white military, how they fund, like I said, race soldiers. Then, you know, you jump out there and then, you know, motherfucker burn up a couple cars, then next thing you know, your ass just going back to sleep any motherfucking way because you still can't read or write. So those are some of the things we got to begin to think about when we just want to go out there and go crazy. So, you know, I understand my heart go out to Stephen Jackson. You know, I think they said that was his brother. But at the end of the day, Stephen Jackson ain't about to go out there and do shit because he got a motherfucking platform already. You know, he got some millions of dollars and shit like that. So he's not about to try to compromise that. So until the immediate family start to take the forefront and do something, because if something happened to me and my family, I'm out there. I'm destroying every motherfucking thing in my path. So I don't need a bunch of motherfuckers to be on my side talking about we need to do this and need to do that shit. So there ain't no more motherfucking we. It's me. Motherfucker get at me, I'm getting at their ass. Period.
All right, my boy. What you got?
I agree with him 100%. And because I don't necessarily think we can fight fire with fire, because like you were saying, we in so many words you saying, we outnumbered. But if it's directly in front of you, you gotta handle your motherfucking business, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't wait on somebody else to do something first. You can't wait on somebody else to come. You know, do what you're gonna do if you really stand for it and that's something that you really believe in. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna stand there and the motherfucking police land on my son's neck and it's just gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. They gotta kill both of us that night, man. And I mean that shit. So, huh?
What about if it's just a random black guy neck they standing on?
I gotta get him up off of him too. But I'm gonna go the extra mile, bro. If it's it's my flesh and blood down there, you cannot do that, bro. You're gonna be on both our neck, man. We both gotta die, man. To prove my motherfucker point, man, it's not gonna happen, man. Motherfuckers is like, you know, like you were saying, we afraid to leave something behind. Oh man, fuck that shit, man. They gotta stop doing this shit, man. I'm not gonna. You can't live in fear, man. Or no motherfucker that's scared of you anyway. This is why they doing it. It's they fear. You know what I'm saying? We some of the most welcomingest motherfuckers on this planet. You going to in every black neighborhood, the Arabs run the stores, the white motherfuckers own the property, the Mexicans doing this. We don't own shit of our own. We just wait for every motherfucker else to tell us what to do, man. I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah. But like everyone, like we steady saying like we gotta y'all saying we gotta think and we gotta do this, bro. Like you people don't fear the calm, bro. Like and like Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale started the movement with 2 guns and 7 members, bro. Like they didn't have weapons and all that shit, bro. They had 7 members, bro, and they started a fucking movement, bro. And people follow suit. You just gotta have people, bro, that's ready to go the extra mile, bro. Who go sacrifice and get out there. I'm not
I
with
think
all that. I'm not with all that. That relaxing and you okay, yeah, you gotta think, you gotta be strategic, but bro, you gotta get out there, bro. You gotta show their ass like you willing to die at any given moment for your cause, bro. Any given moment, you gotta show that you ready to sacrifice it all. You can't be no push up. You can't go like that, bro. Because they go
right.
doing the same shit over and over and over, bro. Like perfect example, bro. Everyday life, in the neighborhoods. Like when the police, like they'll be like, "Oh, y'all too deep. Y'all can't be out here, or y'all can't do this on the block on these blocks in the neighborhoods." Or the same thing, like even if you're in prison, like Derek been in prison. You got the inmates that follow suits. You got the inmates that's willing to stand for what they believe in. Like you got the racist officers down there, like they'll play with your meal, they'll play with your food, they'll do this and they do that. Yeah, okay, you can leave a paper trail, you can write grievances, you can do this, you can do that. But until you make a stand, until you go on a hunger strike or beat the fuck out one of them senseless, like I was one of them that I didn't take shit from no officer, no white shirt, none of that. I stood for what the fuck I believe in, and I hear my granny and I hear my mama riding behind me 100%, bro. I didn't let them fuck over me, bro. I stood for what
Right.
the fuck I believe in, and I was ready to go the extra mile, and they left me the fuck alone. They left me the fuck alone, and I did my time and I got the fuck up out of there. I wasn't one of them modern ass inmates that, yes, sir, and got with the program. I did what the fuck I wanted to do.
I think that from my point of view, I think it's a little bit of truth to what everybody said. But I think, like I always say, y'all know, I think we gotta attack this from an intellect point first. Because, right, when I think of this, I say, okay, if we go out there in every city, we militarize and destroy police, right? What they gonna do? Bring in the National Guards, the Army. We can't. It's nothing we can do with that. You know what I'm saying? They in control, like Tupac said. United States, the biggest gang in the world. You know what I'm saying? So we can't fight what we a part of. So we gotta, like Derek said, we gotta hit them. Like Jasmine and Derek said, we gotta hit them where it hurt, right? So it's like we gotta almost create a balance, like an economic balance where we stand it on the leg, and we gotta be able to convince state people to fight for us. You know what I'm saying? Like intellectually, we can't use our own people. Like y'all say, we outnumbered, but we have to use they people. Every time something like this happens, we see some white people out there like they don't want to stand for it. They picking it. They willing to die for it too. But one thing, like me just thinking all this and listening, and we always say like, I'm willing to die for this. I'm willing to die for this. Well, Martin Luther King died for that. Malcolm X died for that, and the movement died right after they died. It was over. Like so, dying for it really don't mean nothing. We need to figure out a way we can live for it. Because those guys died. I didn't get to see Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Dion, you didn't, Jasmine, you didn't, and Ken, you didn't. So we only know what they tell us, but it didn't affect us because they was already dead and gone 10, 15 years before we came. So it fizzled out. So there's no need to die for what we kind of believe in. We need to figure out a way to live, to pass it on, the knowledge to the next people, to the next generation of us, or the younger version of us that out there now, so we can understand how to fight it. Yeah, we go have to, scrap up and do some shooting and all that, but we all can't do it because let's say us five right now, we say fuck it, let's go out there and kill some shit, and they kill us. It's over with. Like you said, Huey P. Newton he did his thing, but ultimately he got killed. So when is one of us gonna do our time? You know what I'm saying? I don't know much about Farrakhan, but I know he was around that time. I don't know nothing about the man. I don't know his movement, what he did, but somehow he survived. You know what I'm saying? This whole time. Not saying he do nothing for us, and not saying he don't. I don't know, but I'm saying we need to figure out a way to survive, because if every time a leader step up and they kill us, they kill a leader, we just back to the back of the bus again, because we ain't got a leg to stand on now. Everybody's scared again. But it's like when we create that economic power to stand on, now they can still try to touch us, but now our people feel like we got something. You know what I'm saying? Now we not accepting this, but right now we out there picketing in front of the police station. Everybody got to go to work tomorrow. Now it's over with. So it's like, I think that it's always a way to attack stuff without acting off emotion. Because right now, like y'all say, if the shit was happening in front of me, emotion would have kicked in. Ain't no way that little Chinese man would have been there to hold me back. Ain't no way. But from a distance, and once you see it and you like, you know what, this enough is enough. But we just cannot run out there and say, let's fuck up all the police departments. Because then they inflict martial law. You know what I'm saying? Now we fucked up with that. We can't fight the army. So that's just my take on it.
Well,
anybody else?
I don't know, man. We just gonna. It's frustrating.
It's a lot of stuff. It's levels. It's frustrating, and it's just like, man, it just because all I
you don't know where to go. You don't know what to do next. I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen to me, bro. I don't want this shit to happen to one of y'all.
Because you could be thinking, you could go out there right now and go to work and be speeding 5 over and shit could go left. You know what I'm saying? So
I just think that I'm to be honest with you, I'm just sick and tired of black motherfuckers who act like they don't know this shit that happened for the longest of time.
Right.
You see, that's what pissed me off. Black motherfucker, oh my God, they been doing that every day in the neighborhood since I've been growing up. So they just not able to capture this shit on camera. And then now, with the motherfucking mass media able to get out to the motherfucking masses of people, then, every motherfucker got a platform, or every motherfucker got a vote. You got Instagram, you got all this other silly ass shit, Facebook, and the shit is not being used to mobilize people or to, like I said, to create a coalition where they say, okay, well, let's get this think tank, because if this happens over here, then this is how we're going to respond to this shit. But, like Dion mentioned, we'll sit back and record shit. We recording fights in the community and shit and post it on Facebook. And then we see a black man get killed. They've been killing motherfuckers for the longest time. They just not recording this shit. And they
the only thing, hold your point there. The only thing about that, like, you're right, but I think it's a little different. Like, let's say back in, like, we was kids, but let's just say in 95, somebody came to you and was like, you lived through it, but let's say they came to me or Dion or Ken and was like, man, they just killed little Jimmy over there. The police beat him to death. We'll be like, damn, that's fucked up. But when you actually see it, it's a different story. So we in the age of like instant. Everything happened so instant, and so when they did that shit was out there like that. And I think that's like, even though we know it's been going on, but when you see it with your own eyes, it do something else to you. Like you watch the slave movies or whatever, and they hang a black person, we be like, that couldn't have been me back then. But let them show you a video of somebody hanging a motherfucker now. It's gonna be a different reaction.
But see, that's the problem right there. See, when it comes to black people in our society, everything is about being evocative to evoke fucking feelings. So when we know that certain shit is going on in our society, we don't give a fuck unless it impacts us directly. So now, when the mass media reaches us and that shit able to come right in my living room, then I start getting all emotional and shit. Oh damn, they killed this black man, all this. But they've been killing us any motherfucking way. And then now the goal is to get us emotionally motherfucking entangled. We begin to have these motherfucking discussions, then we don't do shit. Because as long as you have certain policies, so what is police? Police is an extension of fucking policy. What is policy is an extension of the military. So all that shit is extended And what we begin to realize, that's why it's called fucking police, because it's policy that have them in place to guard and protect their fucking interests and to keep black people locked in the fucking community. This is what they're here for. This is why they get white motherfuckers jobs to police you, a black motherfucker. So we're gonna learn that. You understand what I'm saying? So what we begin to understand, that's the sole purpose of the police, to protect public interest and to protect the fucking policy and enforce fucking policy that's been already set forth by the fucking white supremacists and racists. So when we begin to understand that shit, then now we won't be so motherfucking shocked when we see the shit on TV. Because the shit is written down in the laws and in the fucking policies. So we don't follow the fucking policies. Now we just follow the motherfucking news camera. But if we go back to things and we start looking at things from the law standpoint, 13, 14 amendments, shit like that they never enforce, and we'll begin to understand that shit. We don't try to look at shit. That shit was 100 years ago, that shit was 1,000 years ago. Then white motherfuckers are still following the same order that they acted, motherfucker, early in the fucking 16th century. The motherfucking policy is, you see a motherfucking slave out there, put his ass in check.
Yeah.
They created the motherfucking patrol, the slave patrol. This motherfucker run from the plantation, y'all go get his ass. When slavery ended in fucking 1865, what the fuck it did, run that motherfucker back to the plantation. You know, you have motherfuckers like that. I don't give a fuck. If he is in a free state, go get his ass and bring him back. So that's what the whole police came for, to police fucking black people.
Yeah,
Right.
because if you look at the history, they never really protected. If you look at the Emmett Till situation, didn't the police officers, or maybe I'm getting my cases mixed up. But yeah, one police officers released one guy's address and had his family members hung. So I mean, they never really protected us. They protected their own. So
they were never designed for that.
right.
Right.
So even how they even had the courts and trials back then, they would have one black person and then have 13 other people. And you know that everyone's going to prove, okay, this police officer was not guilty. I mean, so it's no surprise. My best friend, her dad died because of police brutality. They kept tasing him over and over again. And he had a heart attack and he passed away. And this was back in early 2000. So it's just been going on.
And what happened to any judges? Look at things from a law standpoint. What happened to all the white judges that support any black initiative or find any white motherfucker at fault? A couple of years later, you find their ass dead. Talking about they committed suicide because the fucking white supremacists is going to get their ass anytime they go against their own race because they're on code. So blacks, we never on code, and we so motherfuckers busy trying to party and pop pills and drink and do all type of shit to support entertainers and shit that we can't even support our own motherfucking militant or protect our own motherfucking community. So that's
why you don't see celebrities. That's why you don't see celebrities speak out too much about stuff like this.
Because they gonna take their motherfucking money.
Yeah.
Make them seem crazy.
We can go on and on and on about this for hours. R.I.P. to the man George Floyd. He didn't have to die the way he died, and you know we all in agreement that something bigger than us needs to happen for this to stop happening.
It might be your Jesus.
Fuck out of here.
Maybe we need the great tribulation to come on through, right?
The revelation to come through.
The tribulation.
Hey, we've been suffering a long time. If we wait on that, hey,
it ain't coming. Well, we want to thank y'all for watching, man. Y'all leave y'all.
Everybody kissing ass to go to heaven ain't going.
Yeah, I want y'all leave y'all comments below. The email and the phone number is there as well. RIP to that brother again. I want to thank y'all for watching. We out.
Peace.
All day, money, power, respect. 3 the hard way.